Okay.
Call to order. Is that what we're looking for?
And roll call of officers. Yes.
Okay. I'm looking for the agenda real quick. So I'm like trying to do two things at once. Here we go. All right. Roll call of board officers, please. Is the president here?
No, Debbie Craig?
Present.
Mary Joyner?
Present.
John Oladay?
Present. I'm here.
Rich Smith?
Here.
Jean Marie Minton?
Here.
Arthur Akers?
Here.
Jackie Fitzhugh? Oh, Jackie, Betty Gonzalez? And Chair Jacutis.
Lisa Tobin filling in for Chair Jacutis.
Lisa and Director Best.
Present.
Okay.
If I could ask, I know that Laura has stuff to do this morning. If we could allow her, sorry guys, if we could allow her to go first, does anybody have any objections to moving that around on the agenda?
Not at all.
All right, Laura, stage is yours, girl. You're on mute, sister.
Thank you. Sorry, I have a few things that happened to align at 10 a.m. on my morning. So good news, we are just about done with phase one at the Senior Center for the renovation project on the first floor in the installation of the staircase. Yes! So the contractor is working through their punch list today, or this week, sorry, and they anticipate being done by the end of the week. We will then get their certificate of occupancy and be ready to move on to the next phase of the project, the second phase. So they will be cleaning the kitchen this weekend. That way the equipment can be moved back in, and then you can start to use the kitchen as a proper kitchen.
That's exciting.
Very good. Thank you.
So, and for the next phase, we're going to see where we end up with our bills with all the change orders and credits from the first phase. We'll understand then how much money we have for the next phase of renovation work. And we will be assembling the building committee. There was a building committee that was assembled that I don't even know if many of the original people here today were on that building committee. So we'll be working with the mayor's office to reassemble the building committee and review the plans for the next phase of construction. And we've already started to at least feel out contractors and get some pricing, so we'll know how much it's going to cost to do a renovation of the second floor and finish out the third floor area around the staircase. So that way we know what ballpark we have to be in.
Been a long time coming.
Yes, it has. But
But Laura, mostly on time, right? Like, I mean, we're maybe like 2-3 weeks off, but mostly on time, I would say, right?
We were thinking around Christmas, end of the year it would be done. And then they thought that they could do better than that, moving it back to around Thanksgiving. And then we slid back kind of to where we were originally. So we've ended up kind of pretty much on target, I would say.
Yeah.
Yes, wait 1 second.
Okay.
1 second.
Sorry. So that's about where we are. So I think the next thing will be, getting in touch with the mayor's office, like I said, assembling that building committee, and then reviewing the plans and seeing that, things off on the second phase.
Does anybody have any questions?
I'm good.
I will just throw out there, I know it hasn't always been easy working with us on our end. And, I greatly admire Laura's expertise in these kind of things. I think one of the things that we did learn was the designs were kind of set up prior to the existing management. And, we learned from that. So I think we'll see it'll be a little bit easier because it'll be the second floor and nobody's up there. But B, I think, we've learned from this, and I do want to thank Laura, because I know it hasn't always been easy, and she's got a lot of things going on, and it's hard working in a building where people are still trying to occupy every day. So, the fact that we ended on our original time schedule for the most part, I think is pretty good.
Yes.
Thank you, Laura.
You are.
I'm looking forward to the next phase and giving you more space that you can spread out into and enjoy. I'm really hoping that you will love the first floor, the way the spaces have been laid out. We will be moving that equipment back in. Anything that was there when the architect did the layout, we will be moving back in. And they have to reassemble that doorway that they took apart. That way they could move the kitchen appliances out. The refrigerators and freezers are a bit large, so they had to disassemble a doorway to get them into the where they are, their current location now. So to move them back, they will reassemble that door assembly when they move them back in.
The existing refrigerator and freezers were in the kitchen, so I'm not sure what you're saying about the door needing to be reassembled, because they were in the kitchen prior to the construction. And
They were moved to where the large room is now, Megan.
yes. Mhm.
We apart a door to get them into where they are.
Oh, okay.
So we have to move them back into the kitchen
All
and
right.
then that door back together, because they didn't fit through until we disassembled that doorway.
All right, I understand now. Thank you for clarifying.
No worries. And the door in the kitchen is big enough for them for the door to remain in place. We did make sure of that. So
Right.
don't worry about that. And I'll be by in the next couple days. We just need a little bit warmer weather so we don't have so many heat calls, to be honest. You know.
Cold snaps impacting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Laura. Thank you, because we need to remember too, right? Like, it's the senior center. It's, correct me if I'm wrong, 27 school buildings. It's 195 Market Street. It's fire stations. It's the library. It's Bennett Street. It's a lot of buildings in the city of Lynn for a small group of people in this kind of weather to make sure are running. So, while we kind of tend to stomp our feet a little bit, there are other people stomping their feet too. So it's a lot. It's a lot. This weather is like, oh man, you feel bad for facilities in this weather. That's in capital planning for sure.
But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Definitely, if you need me, my cell phone is the best way to reach me. It's kind of rare that I'm at City Hall at my desk right now. I'm running around putting fingers in the dike, if you will. So if you need anything, my cell phone is the best way to reach me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye, Laura. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Director Best, would you like to give us your report?
Absolutely.
Thank you, ma'am.
It is a perfect segue from what Laura was just speaking about. Our seniors and staff have demonstrated patience and resiliency during this whole construction process. Seniors continue to come to the center. We're averaging 2 new seniors a month. And we have been able to adhere to our 3 monthly outings, our educational presentations from public health, our bingo, our exercise, our birthday celebrations. So we've managed this. Monday and Fridays, as well as our special events, are always our highest attendance days. For the month of December, we served 1,124 seniors, and we average 5 veterans a day at the center. Our outreach coordinator has been very, very busy. Rachel is amazing. She met with 32 seniors in December, and she supported people on topics from pension to housing to billing support and support with medical documentation, as well as supports for low-income seniors. At the center, we have started utilizing Lynn Tech for our beauty services. And we go once a month on the 3rd Thursday of the month, and seniors pay Lynn Tech directly. I have to say, Lynn Tech is an amazing resource for the center and the city. And I just want to share these prices because I'm thinking like maybe I want to go on a day off. Their Tiger Style salon shampoo and conditioner, $2. Okay, roll and set $8, blow dry $8, flat iron $6, scalp treatment $5, oil treatment $7, a haircut $7. Okay, nails, mine are overdue. They have a plain manicure for $7, and they have a polish change for $3. Waxing, eyebrows $5. Eyebrows tweezed $6, lip waxing $4, chin $4, a full facial waxing is $12. They also do some basic facials for $8. A full facial mask is $10, and makeup is $3. So Lynn Tech, their salon, is super helpful. And it's really nice to have the intergenerational activity between the seniors and the students at Tech. We had a student working with us for a while last year through our tech grant from Lynn Tech, and just watching the seniors engage with her was really nice. And so I really like that this is where we're moving towards. It's a great resource for the city, as I said, but as well as for the seniors. So that is really nice.
Question, do they offer men's haircuts as well?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
We continue to have the barber come here as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they do offer men's haircuts, yes.
Director Best, may I just have a clarification for the notes? How can you go back and say how many people did Rachel work with this month?
32.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We are continuing with our tech support program. We are utilizing the Jedi Navigators program. They come in Monday and Friday. They help people. You make an appointment, and they help with phones, with iPad issues, computers. And we are working to schedule some group classes and individual classes. This is different from the program that we had before, which was the Tech Goes Home. That program no longer has funding, but the Jedi Navigation program, they have some additional resources that can help seniors get some pieces of technology depending upon their income. Okay. We are wrapping up the $100,000 tech grant from the Commonwealth, and we're moving forward. We're looking forward to having our tech lab upstairs on the second floor, but we will be putting together our low vision tech lab on the first floor at the Senior Center. That's got to be, I'm really excited about that myself. Transportation is highly utilized and a valuable resource that we have. For the month of December, our driver picked up 230 seniors and brought them to the center. So as you all know, transportation is really important, especially in this kind of weather, and for people who have some mobility issues. So we are excited about that.
How does that, question, Megan, how does that compare with the previous December? Is it substantially higher, and is it growing, do you think, according to the membership?
It's growing according to the membership. I can look and send you an email to see what our numbers were last December, and compare them. But I know that the attendance, since I've come here, the attendance has significantly gone up. So every month we're getting at least 2 new people, and you can come into our building, especially on a Monday or a Friday, and you can see we're housing a full house of people. And then our special events, as MJ was talking about, the Christmas party, we generally do an event about once a month. Those are very, very well attended, but like 100 people well attended. So it's really growing, and it feels good. And it's also really good to know that we'll have additional space for people.
MJ, did you have a question? You're waving over there, girl.
No, that's my hand clasp.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
That's my, I know how to put the hand up. That's my hand
Eager about
clasp.
her question, or okay.
All right.
Sorry, Lisa.
That's okay. That's okay. But it was a long night for me, so don't worry.
It's all
I would
right.
just like to take an opportunity to let you guys know that when we when Megan brought to me the situation about the beautician, and we decided we had to kind of make a change, she was able to make that connection over at Lynn Tech so quickly. And it has been a great partnership. I know the mayor's office and the CFO are very proud of that to happen. And, you know, to Megan's point, like that intergenerational exchange and, hey, you know, and supporting our young people and getting on with their careers and their lives and making their way up in the world, you know, like, you know, maybe all of us had someone who did that for us, like, and these kids have
I did several.
You know, so supporting that is important. And I actually myself forget that you can go over there, and I get out early on Fridays, so I can be going over there to get my nails done.
Go over there, Lisa.
Yeah, right. So I do, and just in regards to the programming as well. For the past year, you know, I've been watching it. I've been watching Megan grow. I've been watching her like try to build things, and I really feel like the quality of the programming is just going up and up, and it's really mindful.
I love it.
And you know, just we also need to be mindful too that, you know, with this upcoming new administration that just got inaugurated, I know. We need to be on the lookout for grants. We need to be on the lookout for being creative so that we can, you know, get the most out of everything that we can get. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys and give a little plug. You know, I'm happy to know that the seniors are supporting the Lynn Tech kids by going. That's awesome, you know. So I'm happy for that.
The mayor actually mentioned Lynn Tech last night in his address about the wonderful things that the school is doing, the expansion, and supporting Lynn students getting those high-paying jobs in the future by having the skills and the resources. So I thought that was really nice as well.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, what's up next? My phone keeps closing on me here. Next up is the Friends of the Lynn COA report. Is someone going to give that for Joan?
So I've been in conversation with Joan, and we are trying to support them while Joan is going through her medical conditions. I'm working with some of the other elected that can help and assist. I know that Councilor Jakutis has reached out to our state delegation to see if there might be some funding that could be used for the senior center and for the things we need. And we are going to be partners with some of the businesses in the city to look at sponsoring programs at the center. So for instance, let's say that, you know, whatever your business might be, I don't know, a restaurant or salon, you could say, oh, you know, I'm going to donate this much money a month to go to 6-chair yoga classes. And that was Councilor Jakutis' idea. And so we're hoping that within the next month, we'll have an event to announce that.
That's a great idea. Are there any fundraisers that we might be able to do? Like, I'm wondering, like, the decor group, would they be able to like put stuff together and we could like silent auction it or something like that? Like, I mean,
so we have to ask Mr. Lamanna.
Okay.
Because I don't know why, but evidently there's some state rules about the COA board and city employees doing fundraising.
Well, it wouldn't be the COA board and it wouldn't be city employees. It would be senior center participants.
Yes, just so the reason I'm even saying anything, Lisa, is because Councilor Jakutis has warned us about how, so that's why I'm just saying that.
Fair enough.
It really does have to be under the guise of the Friends, evidently. So it isn't that the COA couldn't give them ideas, you know, and maybe support them, but evidently it has to go through them.
Would the Friends be able to host a silent auction of stuff that was donated by senior center participants?
Yes, they could.
That's what I was getting at. Like, the senior center does stuff, like what if maybe the decor group does some things, or maybe the seniors donate showing up to some of the songbirds offer to donate, go and to sing happy birthday to somebody at work one day.
That's nice.
Right?
I love that.
Option.
Woo, I love that, Lisa.
Right, let's see what you guys
That's
do.
a good one.
Show them what you guys have to offer people out there,
Yeah.
right? So, and Pam, I'll work with Diana and talk to her about like maybe making sure that we get some clarification from Attorney Lamont on that, so everybody feels good and comfortable about what it is.
Yes, and I have talked with the friends. They are Debbie's part is part of them, but they just they're lacking leadership right now without Joan. So I am trying to figure out with them and the others how to best support that. Maybe finding some new officers.
Right.
Got it.
Where would that search for new officers focus, do you think?
I think that we could, make it broad, but I have to get clarification again. I know that originally the friends themselves put out announcements and say, hey, we'd like you to join us and then come to our meeting. But again, we're kind of starting from scratch for right now.
Mm-hmm. What have you spoken about this with Joan?
Yes, and she is more than willing to hand over the reins.
So would this be something that we as the board could help with by just sort of putting feelers out there about who might be interested? Or is that overstepping our bounds?
No, that is fine. It's more of I think the decision making and the finances of it. But to say, hey, the friends need some help, we can, tell other people in the community. If you know somebody that's real creative on fundraising.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of. Sometimes people, if they don't know that there's a need or there's an opening or an opportunity, I mean, they won't say anything. But if we start being a little bit more vocal about it, we may find people who are like itching to do something. That I'm thinking of people that might be interested.
Smitty, did you want to say something?
Yeah, couldn't we put it in the newsletter?
That's just what I was thinking, Smitty.
Great idea, Smitty.
Pam, how do you feel about that? Do you think that'd be okay?
Yes, I think that would be fine.
Okay. I'm thinking of somebody who I know was willing and eager to get onto the COA, but maybe while there's no appointments available for the COA, we could invite this person to be part of the Friends and help work with the COA through that way. I can talk with that person, see how they feel, and then kind of connect. Pam, maybe I can connect you to that person and we can see maybe how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
How many spots are there on the Friends?
Debbie, you might be able to answer that.
I believe it's the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer.
So, okay.
The offices, and everybody else is equal as a friend of the senior center, of which there's only a handful of people.
Like less
That's
than
where
10.
we have to internally try to build from within, from the existing senior base. And I'm not quite sure, never have been involved in this before. I'm not quite sure how to go about that.
Do you have to be a
The
senior to be a
newsletter
friend of
is,
the
putting
senior?
it in the newsletter is a great idea. Because everybody in the senior center gets one of those.
No, you do not have to be a senior to be on the Friends.
No.
But they do need volunteers because a lot of the internal fundraisers they have and that kind of thing are people who can go to the center and sell raffle tickets or whatever they're doing that day. But no, you can also be just like all of us are still working, but being on the COA board, they can do that too.
Okay, maybe it would be worthwhile trying to see if there were a couple of businesses that actually want to be on the Friends and can kind of do like some of the business aspect and let some of the senior folks who are participants at the senior center handle that end of things. And we can take from the senior center, right? Like people who go to the senior center, they can be on the Friends, correct?
A lot of them are.
Okay.
I see John has a hand
But
up.
others are needed. Yeah.
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 I wonder if, so we put the word out there. I wonder if doing some sort of open house or something, getting these people together and sort of having this, the energy that's created when people come together around a need might give us more ideas, might just sort of raise the level of awareness of, funds needed.
Right.
So I have my hand up.
Yes.
The suggestion from Smith regarding newsletter. Now, if we're going to do a newsletter, is it going to be a continuous thing that is continuously going to be put inside in the newsletter, or we can have a flyer or something, just like what Jean said, bringing people together, a one-time meeting, it creates a different level of energy. And these people are the business owners that we're bringing together. They are the one that are going to further communicate to other business owners as well in the community. Now, that being said, the newsletter is my concern. Is it going to be a one-time insertion, or it's going to be a continuous reproduction?
The Senior Center puts out a monthly newsletter, so I think what Smitty was suggesting is to just put an article about the Friends in the newsletter, and there would have to be like a contact person for anyone who's interested to know who to connect with about the Friends. So if they could come up with a statement, we could put it in the newsletter.
Are we going to continue? Is it going to be a continuous thing?
We could give them space. If the Friends need that, we would make space in the newsletter. Absolutely.
I think it's going to be ideal to run it concurrently for like 6 months in a row.
Yeah.
So that we can get a good feedback. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we can organize a, maybe in the middle, after maybe about 3 months rollout, we can organize the meeting that Jean suggested and bring these people together and have a different level of energy and communication with them.
All right. I see Deb's hands up, and then MJ, please.
So in reference to what Jean Marie was talking about having like an open house, I think, Megan, at one point we kind of talked about when the center is completed and we might have an open house about that. We could set up a table from the Friends and introduce ourselves to people and try to recruit people at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct, Deb. We did talk about that. But what I'll say is my experience with this process of the construction has led me to believe that we should not wait for it to all be finished. Like, we could do something once the ground level is finished, and that should be in a couple of weeks. That we really need to support the Friends growing and getting that word out. And I believe, Jean Marie, you had offered at one point to put something in your newsletter that you send out to the community.
Yeah, for the diamond, but that doesn't come out until March. Meanwhile, like I have another event coming up this Saturday, and I'll start letting people know, because that's how I find something works, just organically, for me to start having conversations. So bringing this to my attention also is helpful. So yeah, I am going to put that in my newsletter, which doesn't come out until March. But before then, there are just a lot of people around who are looking to do stuff. So this may be a good opportunity for someone.
Great.
And what my question is, Debbie, you mentioned there's a president and a vice president. Usually in organizations, when the president can't do it, the vice president would come forward. You don't think the vice president would like to be the president? Okay, thank you. That answers
No.
that.
They
Not a
already
problem.
said no.
Okay, all right.
They said no. Is that what
Yes.
you just said? Okay.
Well, it sounds like we at least have a good plan moving forward about how to get new members on and kind of reinvigorate. I mean, I think that's the nature of most boards, right? Like people kind of do their time, they put their investment in, and then it's time to kind of hand it over and ask some new people to bring in some new energy and stuff like that. But it sounds like moving forward, we have a good plan, and certainly in honor or admiration of Joan and her years of service to the Friends, right? Like we owe it to her to try our best to support the Friends, to keep that effort going.
I have one more thing to say, and if and when we do get a president, wouldn't it be nice to do an acknowledgement or something for Joan for all this time that she's held that position?
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd be lovely. All right, are we ready to move on?
I think we're ready to talk about activities and programming at the center.
Okay, is that's the new and old business? We did construction, senior
We did
center.
construction, yeah.
Okay, senior center staff needs.
Right now, we're fully staffed, but when we get to the second floor, we'll need additional staff. I want to put out a plug for a volunteer seamstress. We had a sewing machine donated to us, and we need someone who would be able to run it and support seniors around that. So if you know anyone, please have them connect with us. We'd really like to get that going. Okay. Since I started talking about volunteers, I'm just going to go into the abatement and then get back to the activities. Right now, we have 13 active abatement volunteers at the center. We have 3 that are not active but have signed up. They're just not in the rotation yet, by choice. So we are, excuse me?
What is abatement volunteer? What does that mean, Megan?
An abatement volunteer is a person who is getting a discount on their taxes for doing work in the city. And it depends upon your age and your income to qualify for the tax abatement program.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
And that is currently $1,500.
Yes, it is.
And we are going to continue to work to bring that up.
Yes, we are.
Great.
And it's 105 hours of work.
Annually.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So back to the activities that we love to do down here. We are going to have seasonal crafts on February 7th and February 28th. We're going to have a cooking program at Gliss on February 7th. We have a couple of exercise programs coming up in the month on mindful movement and meditation. We have SAIL, which is through Gliss. We have another program through Gliss for exercise, and we have chair yoga. So we're really working on finding ways to keep people physically engaged as well as mentally engaged. Chair yoga continues to be a great hit. We also have medical support programs. We have Mass Health with Claudia coming down on February 4th and February 28th. February 21st. We have the Brigham Care Medical Van coming on February 18th. And we have a presentation from Public Health on February 18th. So we're really trying to, again, keep people physically active and mentally active. Our big event for February will be the Black History Fashion Show and Luncheon, and that will be on February 12th, and it will be emceed by none other than Lisa Tobin.
I gotta find out what I'm gonna wear.
She did it impromptu last year, and she just knocked it out of the park. So
Wear a
yeah,
hat.
that's her job. Part of her job description.
Right, wear a hat. Yeah, I gotta.
Wear a hat. Get your fancy hat.
Mhm. We're also going to have our annual Friday birthday celebration on the 28th of February. For this month, we are going to the Brook Casino in New Hampshire. And they are going out to eat at a restaurant called the Big Chicken Restaurant in Peabody. Don't know about it, but I heard it was good. Our presentations include Black History reading from a senior, presentation from the Director of Parking, Jessica, and senior chat with Calvin is going to have Dr. Jenkins from the Red Rock Observatory come and talk with us. And I already shared the public health is coming down. I just want to give a plug to Calvin, who does our senior chat program. He has been bringing down wonderful, valuable resources. We just had the director of AARP for Massachusetts come down to the center and talk to our seniors. So Calvin keeps bringing it in. He also brought Harry Leonard, the retired weather.
Harvey Leonard.
Harvey Leonard, thank you.
Harvey Leonard.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. So, and he's a regular bingo caller for us as well. Calvin is an amazing community resource for us. We also bought a membership to Lynn TV, so we will be doing some activities with Lynn TV, bringing the seniors down and starting to take some histories and do some engagement with them. So we're really excited about that coming up as well. We have the Salon Day for Lynn Tech, which is the 13th. The barber is going to be here on the 5th. We have a case manager from Gliss coming down on look at my glasses here, on the 18th, Robin, and the dentist will be here on the 25th. So we continue to move and grow here.
Megan, I've also asked the public health nurse to make sure that there is something on the schedule monthly for blood pressure and weight screenings for folks.
Okay.
So at least get that done monthly. So if you can connect with her on that, that's one of her goals for this year. So I want to ensure that if we can't get it done for January, we get something on the schedule for once a month, at least for the rest of the year.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Interesting, Megan, you mentioned LCTV and the seniors. I had thought about this because of my work with seniors. I thought, and because of my involvement in Rotary, and because we're coming up on the 400th anniversary of the founding of Lynn. Do we have, it seems like the Senior Center is the perfect place to do this program, and that is to actually have some kind of program where we capture, like you just said, the history of some of these seniors and actually have somebody there and it might be nice to have like a high school student or somebody from North Shore community there to sort of be the interviewer and build up a library of interviews that we can sort of highlight the Lynn seniors over time. So I think I'd like to talk to you more about that.
That's actually what we're thinking of doing, but not having necessarily a student, but just giving the seniors an opportunity to share what they feel comfortable with sharing and trying to get some historical data. We have veterans here that have done given amazing service to the country. We want to capture those stories. We want to capture the stories of families growing up in Lynn, this intergenerational piece. So we're really excited to partner with Lynn TV, and we expect to get that off the ground by next month. We have to go to our info training, but we're really looking forward to that. And Lynn TV has always supported us coming down for our activities. So I think it's a win-win collaboration.
That's just really exciting. And then also asking the questions like, what had people choose to come to Lynn when they come from other places? From other places around the globe. That would also be thrilling to hear their perspective. So good. Really, this is great. Very good.
All right. Next up, we've got anything else? Oh, am I up next with the accessible vehicle?
Yes, you're up with an accessible vehicle.
So as you guys know, Norris, our public health coordinator, put together a fabulous grant to MBTA. We were supposed to hear in December. We have not heard. We also accidentally received an email from them that was meant for another community, asking another community to submit some additional information. That leads us to believe that when they said the deadline was in December, they forgot that December is the worst month to make a deadline for anything because people are in and out. So I believe that they're just late in notification on awardees. Fingers are still crossed. We feel we put a really strong application in because they did very early reach out to us to ask for additional documentation, a little bit clarification. So we feel like we're in a good place, but we're just waiting. And as soon as we find out, you all will know ASAP. Yes, fingers crossed, for sure, for sure. I have a good vision for that. And I think, I think we can really grow some programs and do some awesome stuff if we can get either another vehicle and or another permanent driver.
Lisa, just clarification, that grant, is that for a vehicle, a driver, or both?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 separate grants.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. And I was going to ask, I don't take the bus to the senior center, but I hear a lot of people talking about how they really need so much more transportation. And I just wondered if you have any idea. I see so many other senior center buses for certain communities, and they seem to have a number of them. How does Lynn compare to like Peabody, and even Swampscott has 2 of them?
I mean, technically we do have 2.
Right, but we don't have anybody to drive the 2.
So the goal would be to have 2 accessible, because we know that 1 is not, and 2 drivers. I honestly do not know what the other communities have in regards to how many people they have and how many vehicles and drivers they have. We can certainly check that out. One of the goals of having at least another driver is that we can have 2 loops going in the morning and the afternoon, so we can get people to the center sooner, maybe have them stay a little later because it doesn't take the 1 driver that long to get everybody home, but also to maybe start to set up like, hey, come to the senior center, have breakfast, and on Mondays, the transportation will take, 8 people to Market Basket, and we'll pick you up in an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. Or, on Tuesdays, we'll take you to wherever else we deem maybe a place, a regularly kind of scheduled place that enough people may be interested in going to help provide transportation that way.
Okay.
So to not only to help out in the morning, but to be like a transportation hub. Like you can come to the senior center to get on free transportation to go to the supermarket, So so that's kind of what we're thinking.
Okay.
And because I visit these other COAs, I can tell you that Peabody, you go into the Peabody parking lot, man, it looks like a rental place of vans.
It's all vans,
Yeah,
right?
They got 15 places.
Yeah, and so here,
15 vans.
Mm-hmm.
15.
and we have 100,000 people, and what percentage of our population are seniors? So one other thing, and then Smitty.
I think that we should, clarification though. The reason that Peabody has those vans is because they have an adult day health program at their center.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
And so they get funding from Mass Health to have that and the transportation.
Okay.
Thank you, Pam. That's a huge clarification, because I was about to say there's either they've just stockpiled their vans for like years, or or someone really rich lives in Peabody and donates very nice vehicles.
Right.
Well, to that point, Lisa, this is exactly a need that we can bring to the business community here in Lynn when we're looking, when we're talking about the Friends needing or looking for support.
Yeah.
precisely this, because any senior will tell you that this is the biggest issue of being a senior is transportation.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of car dealerships, on the Linway, and I don't think there would be any problem. It would be paperwork, but if someone wanted to donate a accessible van and slap their name on the side of it,
You're open to that?
go right up ahead. I will
Even ambulance companies could donate a
Right.
vehicle
Yep.
Right.
for transportation.
Is this okay? So here's a question: is this something that we on this board we can just make inquiries, or are we not even allowed to do that?
As far as I know, we can have discussions and talks and tell about the need. I just think that whenever actual paperwork is signed or money is deposited, that's whenever it gets fishy. But again, I go back to Mr. Lamanna.
Can we have that clarification, please? Because I'm already thinking conversations that we can have. I just want to make sure that we're not going to get ourselves, wrist slapped or something.
Yeah, why don't I do this? If you guys like, I will ask Attorney Lamanna if he's interested in coming to our next meeting, and he can go over some of that stuff. Because he did offer that to me when I was trying to clarify some things to him about different roles and what happens. He was like, Lisa, I had done a lot of this work when the senior center was hosted at Gliss. I'm more than happy to meet with people again and kind of go over it if it's a new crew. And I said, yeah, I'll let you know. So he is more than happy to do that for us.
Thank you.
Good.
All right. Does anybody have anything else? Go ahead.
I do have something. I'm sorry. Go ahead if you were before me.
I just wanted to say I sent Megan a chat that I sew, and if the sewing can be done on Wednesdays, I can volunteer for that. And also on the 12th, I can volunteer to be at the center because that's on a Wednesday also.
That would be great.
And I do know that one of the schools has a lot of fabric that's been donated by Joann's that they are trying to get people to use.
Oh.
Do we want more sewing machines?
I guess
We will figure out where to store them and how to keep them. If they can donate it on a rolling desk or something, we can roll it to someplace. Yes.
Okay.
Peabody has a number of sewing machines, and that's one of their big thing. I mean, they have like, I don't know, half a dozen or more. So I wondered, okay, we can take more we can put the word out that we're looking for sewing machines. Okay.
And then that could be something that we utilize on the second floor. We could have a sewing room, and if we get donated materials, we can make quilts or a thing.
Yeah.
Pillows.
Oh, I love that.
Jackie, I'm going to come and learn too, because I have a sewing machine and I need
It's easy.
a master.
I used to sew, and me and my sister made all of my mom's clothing and our clothes, but I'm too busy to volunteer. Anything else. But I think it's a great idea. Good. Good.
Yes, Smitty.
Talking about sewing, I mentioned quilts, because I remember that my wife's aunt down in Tennessee, she belonged to a quilting club, and we used to go down there and buy the quilts from her and bring them up to Westford and sell them for big money, for homemade quilts.
Back to our silent auction idea.
Right.
And here's the other thing. Another thing that Peabody has, they have 2 workshops. They have 2 woodworking shops.
Okay, I have to stop the conversation right now because Jerry Powers annoyed me every day for like 4 months at 5:30 in the morning when he would see me at the YMCA talking about a woodworking wood shop. We do not have we do not have a third round of $1 million to put it in the proper venting for a wood shop.
Okay, fine.
Not to be rude, Jean Marie. It was a great idea.
No.
Woo, no.
Okay, so that's a project way down the road.
Right. Another lifetime.
So I will say though, but Megan, didn't we did kind of as a result of Jerry's happy, optimistic insistence that we try to do something. We did find a wood craft.
Yes.
that the seniors actually are really enjoying, right? Like models. With
Yes, making models on Supper Club Tuesday. Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me though, speaking of Lynn Tech, I know when they had adult classes, they had a woodworking class you could take at night. Do they have the ability to maybe offer that once a month or something?
That would be
At Lynn Tech for the woodworking?
We'd have to ask, but my guess if it's during the day, that might be. I don't know. I guess we'd have to ask, and it can't hurt to ask, right?
Mhm.
I just wonder how
Okay.
that would work with the kids.
I know
Right,
that New
right.
Land Coalition has a evening program, and they offer a lot of classes, but there is a fee. But because it's supported kind of through the school system, there might be a way to waiver for seniors.
All right, Megan
that
and I have our
program?
work cut out for us at Lynn Tech. That's for sure.
Okay. I'm sorry, Jackie. What was the name of that coalition you said?
New Land Coalition, it's
New
called
Land Coalition. All right.
LCEP, Lynn Community Enrichment Program. And I teach pottery in the evenings at that program, and they have yoga, they have I think they have woodworking, and they have a lot of classes, different classes.
Does anybody have an in with the Brickyard Collective? They're the folks who do the boat building with the children and stuff like that.
Right.
I wonder if they would ever be able to come in and sponsor some kind of I don't know that we want to build a boat, but we might want to build a rocking chair patio or something. I don't know.
Frank, one of the board members in Rotary with me is Frank Grealish. He's a teacher over at Lynn English, and he's in charge of that. That he's involved with that boat building. So I can mention that to him. Connect him with what? With Megan? Would I connect him with you, Megan, or how would we do that?
Yeah, I mean, and just like a little exploratory conversation about they do great stuff. I see their newsletters, and I'm like, wow, this is impressive.
And they show their stuff at the Lynn Museum. They brought some of the boats over to Lynn Museum recently. So yeah. Speaking of Lynn Tech, I just want to say Rotary meets there every Friday at the Tiger's Den for great food. If you're ever looking for a nice meal, their meals all week long.
Over there for months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
The seniors have gone there for lunch a couple times. All right. I see your hand, MJ. No.
I don't know. Is it appropriate for me to mention another organization that I'm in? Because you folks may know someone who can benefit from this.
Sure.
Okay. ECHO. It's Essex County Community Organization. They're currently looking for an intern. So if anyone knows anyone, there's a telephone number. I have it on my Facebook page. They're looking for an intern to join and support upcoming campaigns around housing and immigration. It's a great role for students interested in social justice. They will provide field hours in supervision for BSW and MSW students. I have it on my Facebook page, but if you go to their Facebook page, you'll also see it. But they're presently looking for an intern. Thank you.
All right. Do we have anything else this chilly morning to discuss? No, just keeping warm, everybody, having something hot to drink. All right. Well, I think, do we take a vote to adjourn? Do I just call meeting closed? What does Diana do?
A motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, please.
I, Mary E. Joyner, make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I seconded Deborah Craig.
Thank you, everybody. Always
You're
nice
welcome.
to see you guys and participate.
Good seeing you too. Great meeting.
And I'm really looking forward
Everybody
to
stay
seeing you down there on
warm.
the
Have a
12th.
good day.
Bye, guys.
Everybody stay warm.
Thank you for all that you do.
Thanks, Megan.
Bye.